We're live.
Yep.
Oh, am I supposed to start this time?
All
right. I'll start it off. My bad. Hello, everybody. Yeah, as you can tell, first time live streaming. I'm doing a very big Zoom call speakeasy. I'd like to welcome everybody here from all colleges, all schools, all years to our, first speakeasy of the month, our first virtual speakeasy of the year. We hope that there will be many more, either in person or online, whichever happens. We'll keep the magic alive however way we can. Please hope you settle down, get ready for some, knock your ears off, good rhymes and poetry and prose. And as we get started, I'll let my co-host Rachel go off with the rules and regulations of the speakeasy.
All right, so here at the Kelly Writers House Speakeasy, we have a motto: poetry, prose, and everything goes. Whatever you want to do is fine. We've seen it all that can be seen that's rated PG-13. And the one thing that we would request is that if you have any sort of graphic content or something that could be potentially triggering, you give just like a little warning before you start. No spoilers if that's applicable and you want to follow that rule. And the link to where you can sign up if you want to speak is somewhere. Can anyone help me by indicating where it is?
We're gonna post a link in the chat. Yeah.
We'll drop that shit in the chat, baby. All right. So first up, we have Rima, class of 2024.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rima. So I'm going to be reading a collection of poems called Earthen. I just wanted to put a quick trigger warning. There's a mention of blood in the poems, but it's not anything graphic. So I'll start, I guess. Jungle. Toes curl into earthy soil, crack your fingers and feel the humidity. Sister mosquitoes kiss my skin. Blood looks pretty on the palms of hands. It's a jungle out there. I come a cropper, body like a plank of wood, neck snaps when I hit the ground. Sunscreen drips off my nose. It tastes like chicory. White spots on my tongue, molasses in my ears, jump and dance to the beat. 2 raindrops on my nose, head on the leaves, rest. Juniper tree. Stand barefoot on the anthill. What a vertiginous feeling. We are so high above the ground. Dance on the sand, feel the pincers in your toes, track to the juniper tree. Let us churn miles out of dirt and skin. Cave. Sip the pebbles through open palms and scurry into the light. I like to dance the clinking stones underneath my feet. Prick, poke, the shells in my eyes fall to the ground. Tongues out and rolled into the sky. Glorious.
All right. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Kaiser, who's also the class of 2024.
Hey everyone, I will be performing stand-up and there will be a few curse words. My name is Kaiser, but my friends here at Penn call me nothing. I have no friends. Speaking of pointless gestures, in recent news, Matt James is the first Black bachelor. I just know that somewhere up in heaven, MLK Jr. is looking down and smiling. You guys, he had a dream, and now people of color have broken through the final barrier of integration, reality television white trash. It's exciting stuff. I wonder if there would ever be an Asian bachelor, but I don't think it would work, like logistically. Just because, well, first, you'd have to find 30 women in this country who would date an Asian guy. I recently started to watch a few episodes of The Bachelorette, which is the twin series, and I've noticed that there is a very specific type of handsome guy who gets on the show. Definitely not Timothée Chalamet. I mean, we all know what I'm talking about. They all look the exact same. They have short brown hair. They're super buff, and they all talk the exact same. Hey, I'm John. I'm 26. I'm 6'5", 250. I am so stoked to meet the Bachelorette, yo. We have so much in common. Like, we both have a superficial understanding of Christian scripture. Um, we're both white. That's it. I'd say my greatest strength is I'm very outgoing, and my greatest weakness is conjugating verbs. I was ready to fall in love, yo. And these guys, they always have the most boring jobs, or under occupation, it'll say aspiring influencer, which is a euphemism for unemployed. And just watching the show, I am overwhelmed with a smorgasbord of emotions. I am disgusted and intrigued and intimidated and aroused. Ladies, don't get too excited though. Those guys are hot, but they're probably stupid and assholes. How do I know? Oh, I don't. But basically, whenever I see someone who is way better looking, my automatic thought is, gee, I hope they're dumber than me, or at least I hope they're secretly miserable. You know, I think the better looking you are, the bigger the muscles, the dumber you are. And maybe I think that because I'm an insecure little bitch. Yes, it's toxic, but I said it out loud. So that makes me not a bad person. Thank you all so much. I'm Kaiser Ko.
Thank you very much, Kaiser. Always happy to have a good laugh now here and there. Although, unfortunate, we can't give you the laughs you do deserve. Now, moving on to our next participant, Ken Isabel, class of 2024. Please come to the virtual podium.
Hi, I'll be reading a poem called Self-Portrait. It is not about me. Warning, there might be a little bit of what you consider body horror, but it's mainly a literary reference. And disclaimer, I do know my geography. I know the Midwest is not an ocean. I'm going the other way around. Okay. I'm a memory in the shoebox under the bed, a sneaker's ready laces knotted thrice. I'm its rubber squelch on a still damp tile, set aside, worn and vile. I am a still beating heart buried 6 feet under, a telltale sign of the sun's hurried set. I am the thud of a head meeting its pillow, and the sky's golden tears which birthed a weeping willow. I am time running backwards, but only on Tuesdays, a bruise at noon. I am a snake's forked tongue at the devil's last crow, and a scorned wife's couch after her husband's last row. I am a scribble of paper, an illegal erasure, a filter, a limit, a wall painted over. I am the moment between loss and anger, a misstep in a game of poorly chalked hopscotch. I am spilled ink, but never less clean than peppermint candies and post-rain greens. I am your passion dulled by ill-purchased years, the heartbeat going flat, a newborn dove and a subway rat. I am a new set of keys tied in a bow, a flat tire on the parkway during the morning commute. I am me, but am I not also you? I'm something whispered but sometimes yelled. I am a victor's wound when his opponent has felled. I am a knight with a crown, a princess with scales, a prince who is a pauper and a common city strider. I am New York and LA and an ocean in between. I am a desert oasis and a landlocked beach. I am a poem sung instead of spoken and a song without a tune, only meant to be read. I am red and blue and yellow and green. I am little more than a friend and a fiend. I've had great expectations burned down by flame. I am distasteful words and rum in the rain. I am what I've been, will be, and am not. Thank you.
I noticed this is a late introduction, but our final co-host, Sabrina Ochoa, is here to grace the stage. And to welcome you on board, Sabrina, let's have you introduce yourself and the next participant.
Hello, I'm Sabrina. Sorry, everyone. I was late. A Zoom class ran overtime. But it's great to see you all. Welcome to Speakeasy. Love to see so many new faces that I hope I'll see at the many months Let me grab our list. I don't have that up. Actually, Isaac, do you want to just call the next person while I get the list for the next person? Sorry.
That sounds good by me. Nah, don't worry, Sabrina. You know, I love to hear myself talk. In any case, for the next participant, could Walden, class of 2024, please step up?
Hi, my name is Walden. A quick trigger warning for this poem before I start. It mentions abuse, fascism, cancer, and has a bit of sexual content as well. So this poem it's a prose poem called Oncology. Any of you pre-med students out there will appreciate that. Our worlds are misremembered. Like how I'm not sure if you compared me to Holden Caulfield or said he was my type. Either way, I must love phonies. I found myself a hubby with an apnea machine. I always thought he might hit me in the garage between the barrels of caps, shotgun or beer. Every woman adores a fascist. Your eyes affixed on a novel by Plath, and I lasered mine to your shoulder like a bullet. It couldn't be mistaken for clumsiness. And it may have been rude, but my heart was clumsy. It took a rail to find the girl before. She drew dragons and lived on a dragon back, her mother dressed in Victorian wigs where you might find a sailboat roiling amongst the silvery curls. Was she bald from chemo underneath? I wonder if her skin was sallow and if she still marked it up every day in leadened white. I needed you always in a shoulder's reach. When you grabbed my wrist and pulled back my fingers until they snapped, I was sure you were leading me somewhere. I found myself a hubby whose father might have hit his mother. Every piece of food he ate was the same color we painted our house, in eggshell and cream. I dreamed that he climbed atop my sleeping bag, straddling my hips in his Aryan skin. Does his mother have a scar across her crown? Did she ever find her husband at some neo-Nazi rally? When he ran and I followed, no need to ask, I was sure he was leading me somewhere. When his father was missing, did she seek him out? Did she fear she might love him to spite them both? Daddy pulled mommy's fingers back. In the loveless dark, dragged her through every executive suite. Even the heaviest cards in his wallet were stained like the sheets he left behind. He whispered something in your ear, and your mother smiled empty and bore into her empty glass. Two mothers, each with their own antiquated names. Will our names be antiquated? We gave our children names we hoped would never age. We found men who we could misremember. We revised our world again and again until our immune systems recognized them as parts of us, and we stopped fighting them off. Thank you.
Wow, Walden, thank you very much. Next up, we have Sabian, who is also the class of 2024.
Hello, my name is Sabian. Today I'll be reading an original poem. To be exact, it's a sestina. You can look it up. It follows a specific structure. And just to let you know, this was inspired by the book Brave New World. Honey Trap. Drown me in anesthesia. Press against my tongue, honey. Paralyze my limbs to be so heavy, no control exists, like a bloated baby trapped in blinding vacation as a free detainee. For even if I'm shaking, I dream I'm steady. Lift my hands in steady water under the heaven of anesthesia. We kiss, we dance, oblivious yet aware. Detainee is calling from parallel universes. You and me, honey? Today was mighty fine, but another baby tomorrow is mine, so crush your lips on me, heavy. My thoughts once lifted heavy rubble with soaring plans so steady they calmed any wailing baby. But drown me in anesthesia, and I'll be thick as honey, wearing chains. What pleasure from detainee. What? I'm no detainee. Drunkard I am not despite my heavy drinking, for I dream this is a honey of a future most steady. So guide my body, dear anesthesia. Deliver me to my baby. Oh, my sweet baby, we're each other's fleeting detainee, so drown me in anesthesia, deprive me of my senses too heavy, keeping me from feeling steady, so I can slick my nights with different honey. Feed me more honey, make me a bloated baby, lull me a living dream, rocking steady. What's a detainee? Enchant me in hot breath, sweet and heavy, so I forget I'm drowning in anesthesia. Lay me down steady into the sickening honey. Drown me in anesthesia so that I dream my baby, for I am a detainee in an enslaving pleasure, sinking heavy. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Next up, if they're here, we have Milan, class of 24. I'm not sure if they're here. I don't see them in the participant list. We might have to go with the next
If not,
person.
we can save the name for later.
Okay. We will come back to Milan if they show up. The next up we have Leewah, class of 24. Please welcome them.
Hi, I'll be reading my poem called The Teals. Water gushes over the belly of a rock, like rosaries kneaded radiant with finger grease, tapered by repetition, a thin crease, through which all that's elevated must walk. Those grooves, raging unchanged, like the color that bounds the cobblestones from a jumpy river's hum, the cool erosive pushed against by water. What pours is of higher fidelity than what is above. Air swindles, invisible taboo. Impositions will slowly and firmly undo. Air is the agnostic, wind its coy young love. This water retains its many-colored language, apart from all human designs. Language wildly coddles our minds, so we affirm this anguish of the way our thumbs and fingers cannot detain water. A grip is too barbarian for the wake that rival currents make. Rivulets transpire sub rosa, a quiet water in water. Among the runny light, a teal moors, to me, there, another edge is near. Concurrently, their beige napes veer, shallow beneath water skin, where something lures. Your sensibility never soiled by another pair of eyes. Your portly underside, pewter jittery, demarcates the living world and the other. Tilt my eyes. The ascending high storm on the windshield of mother's car resuscitates itself on the river on this flatter day. Thank you.
Lovely. I'm loving all the nature motifs, especially here in California where it's all sun and smoke at the moment. So thanks for bringing these wonderful images to the speakeasy, guys. For our next participant, could Deborah, class of 2024, please come up to the digital podium?
Deborah. I don't know. I lost you there. Okie dokie. They're also not here.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's move on to the next one.
Are they here?
I will. Could, yeah, Esha, right? Class of 2024, please step up.
Esha is not here either.
I thought they were here to. Huh.
Esha?
To the next one.
Next up, we have Uma.
Hi everyone, my name is Uma and I'll be sharing a poem I wrote called Lunar Prison. A vast emptiness is around me. The man in the moon is my keeper. I wish he would grant me clemency before my visit from the reaper. A chance at escape would be a lie, tortured by the earth in the distance. I used to gaze at my home's blue sky. All I have now is my sad existence. No one to visit but my captor, not even an alien or two. A long time since I have heard laughter. Every day that passed, the silence grew. But wait, a new sound reaches my ears. Is this my answer to solitude? Or is my mind not sound and I fear I have reached insanity on the moon? Thank you.
Thank you, Uma. All right, next up we have Jacqueline from class of 2022. We're changing it up, bringing in some older folks. Is Jacqueline here? Alas, they are not here. All right, we are moving on to Katya. If I said that right, I apologize if I said it wrong.
I think Katya is also not here.
Wow, a shame. It's fine. You want to go ahead, Rachel?
Next up, we have Sophie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sophie. I'll be reading a slam poem of mine, so please feel free to snap whenever you want. If anything resonates, if you want to emphasize something, I have my screen split, so I'll definitely be able to see you. This piece is called "This Poem Wants Me Dead." This poem wants to carve out my lungs with an ice cream scoop, and I oblige. This poem takes me into the woods and digs a hole under my feet. This poem leaves needles on my pillowcase. Yes, everything this poem does, I blame on myself. The first time I write this poem is 6 months ago. The first time I write this poem, I do not realize I am writing it. I thought I would only write this poem once, but I still write it every day. This poem starts with the letter T and ends when I am older. This poem speaks of me only in past tense, and I am hurt. This poem has never read itself, and I am glad. In the framed photo hanging on the wall of my mind, this poem holds my hand, thumb tracing across the skin of my knuckle. Sometimes this poem sounds like the strumming of a guitar. I read poems about this poem. I write poems about this poem. On my birthday, this poem gives me 18 butterfly kisses. This poem keeps the curtains drawn because it knows I like the afternoon light. This poem tells me I am beautiful and I believe it. If you listen closely, the word love might be somewhere in this poem. If you listen closely, the word loss might also be somewhere in this poem. When I write this poem, it is always about the same thing. When I write this poem, I am calling a number that no longer exists. This poem used to make me laugh. Now it just makes me cry. This poem breaks all of my promises. Maybe this poem wishes it were something else. But this poem has never written a poem, has never felt a metaphor become a boulder, become a metaphor again. Now, let me tell you how every word of this poem is a lie. The truth is that I am dreaming this poem every night. The truth is also that this poem wrote me, but this poem wants me dead, or if not dead, certainly not alive. I suppose there are ways to stop living without dying, and I let this poem turn me into the moon. Anyway, this poem is not even a poem, but you already know that.
Wonderful job there. Thank you so much for sharing. For our next participant, could Margaret, please, of class 2024, please come to the virtual stage.
Hi, I'm Margaret, but everyone calls me Meg. My first poem will be My Contrary Companion. Time is my contrary companion. No matter how I try to still her movements, she insists on trudging forward, never prolonging one more moment or hastening another. I try to shift my perception, focus to prolong moments, and distract myself to hasten them. Yet my contrarian refuses all compromise. She marches forward, the ideal soldier. No whims sway her, no wishes move her. In her contrary determination, she is the guest dreaded at every party, the attendant ignored at every gathering, the incessant little sister who always inserts herself and insists on the same games again and again and again. Time is my contrary companion. Thank God for her consistency. All right, I've got another one. It's very short. It's an ekphrastic poem inspired by Van Gogh's Almond Blossoms, which actually I have a copy of on the wall. It's called The Old is New. Like elderly hands grow calluses, the almond tree offers blossoms, slowly sprouting from its gnarled branches, thin and weathered every year. The tree provides us with flowers anew. The old tree offers what is fleeting. Every year, the old is thus made new. Thank you.
Thanks, Meg. All right. Next up, we have Erika, class of 2024. Please give it up for Erika.
Woo, yay. Hi, everyone. I'm Erika. I'm going to be reading 2 poems for you today. Trigger warning, death and blood. So yeah, the first one is for all you food lovers out there. It's called Eggs and Toast. This was written in January of 2020, so just remember the context behind that. I had some eggs and toast, poured milk into my tea, opened up the paper, what was there to see? I read in light of day the news around the globe. I sat and dusted off the crumbs over my robe. Some random land's on fire, some random guy is killed, and yet the sun still shone outside my windowsill. I sat and shook my head, I gave a thought at most, and when I wake tomorrow, I'll have some eggs and toast. The next poem is a letter from the apocalypse to humanity. It's a biblical reference. There are 4 horsemen of the apocalypse: conquest, war, famine, and death. So this is to humanity from the apocalypse. You think I haven't sent my men, that I've still yet to come, that I'm still waiting for my time to leave where I am from. But what you think is not the truth, for I'm already here. But if we speak about the truth, I'm not the one to fear. I haven't sent my men just yet, but I see there's no need, for you created 4 horsemen of your own special breed. There's conquest in the forest fires, the air and oceans black. You've conquered all you wish to own, there's nothing that you lack. And war is there in bleeding arms and arms that draw the blood. You fought in waves of scarlet stains, a crimson lethal flood. There's famine in the pleading mouths of those you leave uncared. You've let them starve in hunger for the things you could have shared. And death is there, but I must laugh at your own breed of death, for he's supposed to be a thief who robs you of your breath. But no, your breed is different. He never has to take. You overflow his door with all the presents that you make. So don't blame me for your demise. I never laid a hand. But watching you destroy yourself is oh so very grand. Thank you.
Thank you. I love a good rhyme. And that was just super pleasant to listen to thematically. So traditionally, if we were in the writer's house, we'd open it up to people in the audience to just come up to the podium and do their thing. We tried to do that, if you recall my bungling how to do the link whatever way earlier. Next time, we'll figure that out. But in the interim, going with my usual pattern of saying a poem so that other people have time to think about whether or not they want to say a poem, I'm going to read a poem, if that is all right with everyone. Okay. Stuck sun, Saul, suppressed sadness, saddening soul, soul-sapping synergies, salt-sending scenes, slowly singing sweet sailors' songs. Snoring soliloquies, such sappy, silly suns, stars snap, sneak seconds, such Sundays, Saturdays, say some sick soldiers, sleeping, say sleeping, sound suppressed. Swells, songs, sailors, soldiers, suns, Saints, sweet sallies, seditious sadies sing. Solitary. Sounds strike sneakily, strong. Sex. So some say, says so, slow, strong, supple, suddenly. Succumb, succubus, sink sexily, sink some. Single, simply, single, solo. Sun, setting soon. Salt sea smell, smells, so she sings some. Slow summer songs, sit, swell subtly. Soothsayer slips slightly, slays summer snoring. Saint, survivor, script supervisor, singular sin supplier, sinks, swelling. Such spiders, snakes, sickening. Sink soon, softer, softer, still, somehow sublime. Since such simple sounds say some sad, sick, slack sayings, say such, say solo, single sucks. Set sunglasses so softly, such snoring, slight stomachs. Such sound slices surreptitiously, sweetly and strong sallies and sailors say so. Snoring, soothing, soother, soothe suns and stars, stella star, so some sleep, synapses singing sweet sailor songs. Sick soldiers sell sex, some say, some steal sad Saturdays. Such so suddenly some see sailors, saints, script supervisors, selling steam. Small soupçons, steam, setting soon, soon summer sun setting.
And with that, the microphone is still open to anyone who feels compelled to read, to belt out their thoughts or some sick alliteration like my co-host friend Rachel has done. If you'd like to, please let us know in the chat. And with that being the case, then I think with unless any of our previous performers who have been absent have shown up to give their piece, I think this concludes the first speakeasy of the fall semester. I would like to just give a big thank you to all the participants, to my fellow co-hosts for doing a great job facilitating and making sure everything's done, to the staff who have helped us with the form and the actual Zoom meeting, and of course to Jessica Lowenthal for hosting for hosting us. In all things considered, I know we have been off to a bit of a bumpy start. You know, Zoom isn't always the easiest thing to get equated to. If spring semester has taught me anything, but we hope to carry on the wonderful tradition.
I think we lost Isaac there, but I think the sentiment was clear. So yeah, we hope to continue this. It will get better. That was very meta. It will get better every time. Practice makes perfect. So we hope to see you at our upcoming speakeasies. Yes, Isaac, it did. That we will publicize those dates for you so you can have them, but they will also be in Zoom format. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Isaac? Your microphone's still off. You have to unmute yourself.
Well, that's unfortunate, but I guess it does exemplify the struggle that all of us are facing in the spring and fall semester. But I'm happy that the Speakeasy is still here to serve as a moment of levity and enjoyment and to read the wonderful works that come from the minds of our fellow Penn students. Yeah, as Sabrina said, we hope to see you all in the future. We hope you continue to enjoy and do make the best of what we've got in this coming semester. And yeah, we wish you all the best.
Very sick. Very cool.
Wow.